Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm your host, Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a good night. And above all else, that you're looking after yourselves and one another. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the sixth day of the 12 albums of Christmas. I have brought along with me for this adventure a mangled up Mr. Peter freaking Cottontail. Um, by the way, his eyes are fixed from the previous episode. He came back from the vet. He's going to be just fine. And below, we have Mr. Santa Claus. How's it going, guys? Otherwise known as Mr. Ken Cheshire and Mr. Jim Bricker. How's it going, guys?
Doing great. Thank you.
Good. Yep. Happy to be here.
That's good. That's good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I begin, if you hear Nina barking in the background, I do apologize. Now, we have put together a list of Christmas albums for the 12 albums of Christmas. Each of us have a list of 12 albums that, for whatever reason, hold a special place in our heart, or we just think are just bloody good Christmas albums, given the time of year that it is. And we wanted to bring this list to you. We're having fun with these episodes, guys. There's no rhyme or reason, no major ranking of these albums. We are just going to bring these albums to you, and hopefully you'll find an album or an artist that you didn't know existed and check out something new. So as I look at my screen here, we are going to go with Mr. Santa Claus himself, Jim Bricker, for your pick
Hi.
of the sixth day of 12 albums of Christmas.
That's right. That's what I'm here for. Okay, so we are in the final selection of my traditional Christmas trifecta. Um, Before we had Nat King Cole, the album before that was Amy Grant's Home for Christmas, which, if you're not familiar with it, I don't know what to say. Please get familiar with it. But we talked before about how we sort of took a Charlie Brown Christmas and set it aside because it is
Yes,
just on the Mount Olympus of Christmas albums, and
yes.
everyone knows it anyway. This one is probably close to that, and that is A Jolly Christmas from Frank Sinatra, 1957. Now, I became familiar with this from my parents. I think most Americans who were born in 1936 and 1938 at some point along the way were given Frank Sinatra records as part of their childhood upbringing or entrance into adulthood or something. But my folks were big Sinatra fans, and definitely they had a version of this album in the house. It's been reissued and repackaged and retitled umpteen different times over the years. I think the version that we had at home was actually called the Sinatra Christmas album, but we're going to go with the OG here and call it A Jolly Christmas from Frank Sinatra. I believe this is the one that's on streaming services today. Um, it's I'll say thematic in just the form that side one is secular Christmas songs, Jingle Bells, Mistletoe and Holly. Hi, Bob.
Hello.
Um, the Christmas Waltz, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Um, Side two is the more religious Christmas song. So you get into The First Noel, O Little Town of Bethlehem, um, Silent Night, all classics, all killer. And Sinatra is one of those guys who, when he sings a song, it's hard for him not to take like proprietary rights of it right there and say, yes, this song is now mine. Very similar to um, Ella Fitzgerald. Once they get their hands on a song, they just make it their own. And for a lot of these Christmas songs, Frank's version is one of the definitive versions, if not the definitive version. Um, yeah, I'm not going to go into the swinging version of Jingle Bells like I did on a previous take, but that's just classic Frank pop, late 50s
Yeah.
swinging jazz schmaltz. It's just awesome. Um, a Jolly Christmas from Frank Sinatra is good for Christmas morning, Christmas Eve, parties with your friends, party with your office mates, whatever kind of social gathering, you put on a Jolly Christmas from Frank Sinatra, and you are instantly the coolest person in the room.
Okay. Mic drop. Definitely. All right.
Boom, baby.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jim or Mr. Santa Claus. Now,
Oh.
over to a mangled up Peter Cottontail. Now, that smirk on your face, I don't trust that whatsoever. So, your pick for the sixth day.
Okay, day number 6, halfway through the list. 4 days ago, I mentioned the choir at King's College, Cambridge. Um, Today's choice is pretty much along those same lines. Again, I spent many years studying classical music in college and sang and conducted in various choirs and choruses and whatnot. So, number 6, the album is called A Little Christmas Music. It's from 1989. It's by a group called the King's Singers. The King's Singers is a British 6-part a cappella group.
Oh,
I like me some good tight harmonies. Um, um, this is an all male group. I mean, the tenors in this group are just absolutely unbelievable. Um, and for a group that's only 6 members, it sounds so tight and actually sounds a little bit bigger than what it is. They've done several Christmas albums. This one stands out in that it uses some guest soloists, such as Kiri Takanawa, which at the time was the premier operatic soprano. And they even bring in an orchestra on some of the songs. So this kind of breaks their standard format. But it's such a good mix of styles and songs and carols, and that 6-part tight harmony is just absolutely amazing. I love me a lot of harmonies, and there's a lot of albums we've talked about so far when we talk about vocals and harmonies, and so yeah, just about for me, any album by the King Singers is a winner for me. Um, so that is my number 6, A Little Christmas Music by the King's Singers.
good. Good choice. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my pick for the sixth day of the 12 albums of Christmas. Let's go into a bit of a jazz fusion arena, shall we? We are going to go with Al Di Meola. Now, Al Di Meola, member of Return to Forever, major, I like, oh God, guitar god in some circles. I can't even begin to describe. He is a phenomenal guitar player, with albums like Elegant Gypsy, just to name one. He released an album in October of 1999 called Winter Nights. Okay. Beautiful album of a mixture of original compositions and uh, Christmas carol covers or Christmas carols. He does a version of Carol of the Bells on this album that is just amazing. He does a version of Greensleeves, simply beautiful, just unreal, just nuts. Also does other songs of note on this album. He does a great version of, again, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. He does a 4-part interlude on this album called Winterlude, okay, which is just like a minute and 30 seconds, at maximum to like 49 seconds at minimum, which are just little segues in between tracks that just add a beautiful elegance to this album. Other songs of note are, his version of the first Noel. He has an original track called Inverno, which is Italian for winter. Just amazing, amazing. There are 15 tracks in total, and he finishes off this album with a beautiful, beautiful version of Ave Maria. Okay. This album is an album that you can put on at night, during, if it's snowing out and you just want to stay home with with the fire roaring and just, with a good book, or just sit in front of the fire and be quiet for an evening. This album is for you. So please check it out. Al Di Meola, Winter Nights. It is a must-have. Okay.
Excellent.
I can't say anything else. If I say anything else, it would do it a disservice. This album is simply, from track 1 to track 15, simply musical poetry. That's all I can say. All I can say.
Bravo.
Have you heard of the album?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've got a lot of Di Meola. Yeah.
All right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our picks for the 6th day of the 12 albums of Christmas. I want to thank my 2 cohorts and co-hosts for coming along with me on this ride. A demented looking Peter Cottontail, and, otherwise known as Ken Cheshire, and Mr. Santa Claus, otherwise known as Jim Bricker. Thank you for coming along with me on this journey. And ladies and gentlemen, please put down in the comments below your pick for the 6th day of the 12 albums of Christmas. I'm going to get that tattooed on me somewhere anyways. And, let us know what your picks are. Doesn't matter, any genre. Jim was talking about a Twisted Sister Christmas
Yes,
compilation that was released a few years back. If that's
it's a real thing.
I know, I've seen it. If that's your choice, that's your choice. No judgments, no hangups, just some good, clean fun, just opinions, right? And again, we want to wish everyone a good, safe night. And with it being the Christmas season, Merry Christmas and Buon Natale a tutti le famiglie e tutti gli amici. And please be careful, be safe, and we'll see you soon with episode day, the 5th day of the 12 albums of Christmas. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I was going to screw it up at some point. All right, guys, have a good night. Look after yourselves and one another. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.